So in this project, I'm going to show you guys how to use a tool called the Polygon tool. You will actually be creating a shape that looks a little bit like it's some pentagons rotated around each other. So 5 pentagons, I think it's called. And it looks like roughly like this right here. Okay, so that's what we're shooting for, and we're actually going to do something fun with it as well. So that's not really the finished thing, but I'll show you how to do that. So if you go into a new file and you are in the drafting tools, make sure that is turned on. If you flip down to like the third section, there's a place for circles and rectangles, but there's also a little tiny white arrow. I'll zoom in on it so you can see it on the edge of that toolbar right there. That's called a flyout. If you click on it, you will see that there are even more tools there than you even probably wanted. And we're looking for the one that actually looks like a pentagon. It's called the Polygon tool. You're going to click on it. When you see down here in the command bar, it's asking you what kind of polygon you want, how many sides. So a pentagon is actually 5 sides, so we're going to hit 5 and we're going to hit enter. And then specify the center point. We're just going to choose somewhere on the screen. It doesn't really matter for now. I'm going to click once, and that's the center. And then it's asking us to enter an option. It's either inscribed in a circle or circumscribed about a circle. For this one, we're just going to hit enter because we don't really need to worry about that. That has to do with whether if you were putting a radius with this polygon, the distance from the center to the edge, are you putting it as though you have a circle around the outside of this polygon or the inside of the polygon? So it doesn't, for our purposes, we don't need to worry about that. And we're going to make it nice and straight, and you can make it as big or as small as you want to start. We could actually type in a radius if we want to, but I'm just going to click to place it there. So we have a polygon. That's very simple. It's a pentagon. So now we're going to use the rotate tool. Rotate is over here. Okay, it looks like a circle with an arrowhead on it. I'm going to click on it. It's going to ask us to select the object to be rotated. That's our polygon, so I'm going to click once on that and hit enter to let it know I'm done selecting. It's going to say select a base point. So that means where are you going to rotate your object around? Okay, so I'm going to choose one of these vertices, the vertices. Okay, click on a corner. Okay, and as you can see, I can now see where there would be another polygon. Now, if I simply click, that's just going to place, that's just going to move the polygon I already have. But if I want a copy of it, it's asking me on the bottom, do I want to copy or reference? So I'm going to do C, enter for copy. And then I could choose an angle to do this with, okay? So strangely, if you go down here to this corner, it's actually lined up perfectly, okay? So that gives you this, okay? And you would continue the process for the other 5 pentagons with the 1 pentagon in the middle, okay? I'm also going to show you how to use another tool that will help you with this, because what I actually want you to do is I want you to make this shape, but I want you to make this shape here with the 5 pentagons and the one in the middle, and then have a shrunken version of that same shape in the center of this, and I'll show you what that looks like, or kind of what that looks like in a second. So in order to do that, you actually need to scale, and here's the scale button here. We sometimes use in this project this copy button down here, which just lets you create a copy of something. I'll just show you how that works. You just select a shape, you hit enter, click where you want to grab the shape, okay, and then it will just make a copy of that shape, okay, and you can continue to make copies, okay, but you can see that it's not actually rotating that shape. So I want to make a copy of this as though this drawing is done. So I'm going to make a scaled version. So scale means bigger or smaller than the original. So I'm going to click scale. I'm going to select the objects I want to scale, and this time I'm going to select both of them because I want to scale them both, and I'm going to click enter. And then specify a base point is where are we going to shrink this object around. So I'm going to choose these center lines here. When you do yours, you might want to turn on some tools down here, including object snap tracking and polar tracking, because you might be able to find a sort of halfway point here, or sort of center point here, okay? But I'm just going to choose here for now, okay? And then you can see as I'm moving that I get a different size of the same shape, okay? But if I don't type C for copy right now, then I won't actually get it. I'll get the single one just in a different size. So I'm going to do C, enter, and now I can make a copy and I can click wherever. Okay, makes kind of cool shapes, kind of a visual effect. Okay, so you're going to make a similar thing and get creative with how you do the one centered in the middle. You could rotate the whole thing around if you wanted to, but I need to see that you can create different rotated polygons at different sizes. That's the point of this project. Now, for the 4, I'm going to get rid of this for now. Okay, for the 4, I want you to create an atomic symbol. Okay, and the atomic symbol just looks like a series of ovals, and so the oval tool is actually called an ellipse. Okay, and I'm going to click on the ellipse and just going to show you how it works. I'm going to click to place the center, and sort of like a circle. I'm just going to turn these off because I don't need them anymore. Ovals have a radius, but it's not the same all the way around, otherwise that would be a circle. So they have what's called a major radius and a minor radius. So I'm just going to click one, and then I'm going to move in a direction, and you can see that I get kind of a skinny oval like that. Okay, so can you rotate that around to look a bit like, let me see if I can't get an example of what you're trying to make. Okay, atomic symbol, misspelled it, sorry about that. Okay, something like this, okay, but you're going to want to create a scaled down version of this inside it, so it looks like there's an atom inside of an atom, okay? So that will let you do copies, rotates, and ellipses, okay? So post both of those for a 4, post just the one with the polygons for the 3, and good luck.